Every time you read lawlessness or iniquity in your New Testament, you're probably really seeing a direct connection to Torah breaking that most Christians completely miss because they are indoctrinated to not see the quotes from the Hebrew Bible written in Greek, known as the Septuagint. The apostles weren't creating something new. They were building on centuries of Hebrew scripture. The Greek word is anomia. It literally means without law, or even more specifically, anti-Torah, because it is a conjunction of anti and nomos. In the Bible, in the Septuagint, it often relates directly to disobedience, to the Torah. If that's not enough, the apostles use it in quotes and references to scripture taken directly out of the Hebrew scriptures. Look all these up and see what you find the apostles are actually saying. When Jesus said, "Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness," in Matthew 7:23, he was directly quoting Psalm 6:8. This wasn't Jesus being original. This was Jesus applying David's Torah-breaking accusation to false disciples. Same words, same meaning. Matthew 13:41 says, "Angels will gather those who practice lawlessness for judgment." This echoes Zephaniah 1:3 and Ezekiel chapters 20, 22, and 36, where covenant breaking leads to divine purging. The connection is crystal clear. Torah violation equals eschatological judgment. In Matthew 23:28, Jesus calls the Pharisees outwardly righteous, but inwardly full of lawlessness. This mirrors Isaiah 1:5 and Ezekiel 22:2, where Israel gets accused of the same thing despite their religious appearance. Hypocrisy equals covenant breaking. Matthew 24:12 warns that lawlessness will multiply, causing love to grow cold. This pulls from Daniel 9:24 and Ezekiel 36:31 about covenant crisis through increased Torah violation. Jesus saw law-breaking as the root of spiritual decay. Paul, in Romans 4:7, quotes Psalm 32:1 directly. "Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven." Paul connects Torah breaking to justification by faith. He's not throwing out the law. He's showing how faith in Messiah covers our violations. 2 Corinthians 6:14 asks what fellowship righteousness has with lawlessness. This echoes multiple passages, contrasting covenant faithfulness with covenant disobedience. Paul sees them as fundamentally incompatible. Hebrews repeatedly quotes the Septuagint directly. Hebrews 1:9 quotes Psalm 45:7 about loving righteousness and hating lawlessness, applying it to Messiah. Hebrews 8:12 and 10:17 both quote Jeremiah 31:34 about God forgiving lawless deeds under the new covenant. Here are a few summations for you to dig out for yourself. Titus 2:14. Christ gave himself to redeem us from all anomia. Connecting to Psalm 130 verse 8, Ezekiel 36 verse 33, Daniel 9 verse 24, when Messiah removes Torah breaking. Conceptual echoes of messianic cleansing from covenant violations. 2 Thessalonians 2:3-7, man of anomia, the mystery of anomia already at work. Daniel 7:25, 9:24, 11:36, Ezekiel 28:16, apocalyptic visions of rebellion to anti-Torah behavior, anomia. This carries strong allusion, as Paul casts the eschatological opponent as the embodiment of Torah breaking. 1 John 3:4. Sin is anomia, echoing Numbers 14:18, Leviticus 26:43, Psalm 32:5, and Isaiah 59:12, where Torah breaking was also defined as sin. These passages solidify John is explicitly equating sin with Torah violation by picking up the Septuagint's usage of the same word, like, follow, share, to help Remnant Nation continue releasing great content.